Okay, I want that adobo thing again. Hi, Isa.
Hello.
Welcome, and I'm so happy to have you today in our show.
Thank you.
And tell us about how you got the gig and the audition process. I know you auditioned with Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, that actually came towards the end. When I first auditioned, I was still on tour with Hamilton, and I was, I think, in Columbus, Ohio, in one of my last stops. And I was preparing to leave tour, and I got a self-tape request, and I didn't really know what I was auditioning for. I think I knew early on that it was Star Trek, but I didn't know what the character was. I had no idea how involved the character was going to be. And then eventually, the director asked to call me, and she gave me some notes, and then I taped again, and then she called me again, and then I taped another time. I think there was a total of 4 or 5 self-tapes until finally I flew to LA and did my callback with Sir Patrick Stewart.
Tell us more about your character. And I know you did some stunts too. Did you prepare for that?
I played Daj, and she is a beautifully empathetic young woman, really cares for other people, seeks to understand other people, and she's got her whole life ahead of her until this horrible incident happens, and she goes to Picard seeking help, and she doesn't know why, he doesn't know why, but they have to kind of help each other. And as you can see in the trailer and in the first episode, she does a lot of stunts, or I did a lot of stunts, she does a lot of action. I trained for about a month with our incredible stunt team, and I got to do a lot of it myself, but I also had an incredible stunt double, Kira O'Connor, as well as Selkie Holmes, and they made it all look pretty badass.
What was it like performing with Sir Patrick Stewart, and what kind of things did you discover about him?
I mean, I think you already assume that he is this incredible man, and it's true when you meet him. I mean, we always say that Picard is the greatest captain, but it's true for Patrick himself. He really leads our show in the most graceful and beautiful way. He really kind of welcomed us all into this world, which is so intense and such a specific kind of universe to enter in, and really nerve-wracking for all of us newcomers, but he welcomed us in such a wonderful way and really paved the way for us.
Do you feel the weight of being the lead actress here, you know?
I mean, it's I don't know, I think as long as you have a number one that you trust and that you know is going to lead the show in the perfect way, then it all trickles down. So you've got Patrick, and therefore we all try to rise to the occasion because he sets a wonderfully high bar in the best way.
And are you ready for the fame that will come with this? I know you're already famous, but
I mean, I don't know about fame, but it's definitely, you don't realize, I mean, I think you always know that Star Trek has a huge fan base. Obviously, I think Trekkies invented fandom, but you don't realize until you're in it really the weight that it carries, because Star Trek has touched so many people in such a profound way for so many years, and we get to be a part of that, and we get to continue that on in so many different ways with this beautiful story and with a wonderfully diverse cast, which we have.
So as a kid, did you watch also Star Trek? And
I wish I had. Unfortunately, I didn't really grow up with Star Trek, but I had seen the latest movies, you know, with Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto, and I think as a kid, when you're flipping through the channels, you always see TOS and TNG come on the screen, but I didn't really become as big of a fan until I got the show, and I went back and went on Netflix, started kind of hopping through different episodes. I was reading the descriptions just to see, like, okay, which episodes pertain to my character, and trying to just kind of cut to the point. But I got to I think it was season 3 or 4, and I just got hooked, and I started watching the whole way through, and it really is an incredible show.
What's the significance of being in this show? Like, I know you're independent now, you have your own pads.
Well, I think for me, what makes the show so special and this character so special is I'm basically playing myself. You know, I talked before when I couldn't really talk about my character, all I could say was, she's a young woman who's embarking on a new phase of her life. And that literally sounds like I'm just talking about me. And it's true. She's this 21-year-old girl who has her whole life ahead of her and is figuring out her independence and finding her own identity. And I think that's a big theme of the show specifically with her, is trying to find her identity according to her, not according to what other people tell her and what other people say that she should be, what other people say, you are this, you are that, which I feel like connects to me in the way that being mixed, being Hapa, you know, you get a lot of people telling you, oh, you're Asian, no, you're white, you're this, you're not enough that, you're not enough that, and that is very much the journey that Daj goes through, and it's really exciting to get to portray that part of myself, but on screen and in space, you know, in such an extreme circumstance.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned also being half Filipino American. Your father and your mother are both actors. How much support do they give you?
I mean, they are my support. They were my first teachers. They were my first acting coaches, my first singing coach, you know. Everything that I am is because of them. And they have been so supportive, and it's been a really exciting time because, as you know, my dad is doing, he just finished filming Ratchet for Netflix, and that'll be coming out soon. And for both of us, it was the first time that we were series regulars on TV shows, and we, even though we're both in different phases of our lives, obviously he's my father and I'm a child, basically, we were still going through something very similar. We were both figuring out what being on a TV show meant, and that's so exciting to get to go through that with your dad. And I would come over to their house and be like, oh my god, today this happened, he'd be like, oh my god, the same thing happened to me, and then I did this, and then we did, and it's just getting to share that with your father, with your parents, is really, really exciting.
And you traveled everywhere promoting this show. So tell us about the places you've been to, and you celebrated your birthday.
Yes.
Someplace.
We started with Comic-Cons. That was like our first traveling experience with this show, and it was really the first time you really get to see the fans, because I think leading up to that, you're like, okay, this is a big franchise. People like it, but once you actually see the fans, it becomes a whole other ballgame. And yeah, we went to Paris, Italy. We also did New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, and then when we started promoting the premiere, that was a couple weeks ago, and we went to London and Berlin and Toronto, and it's just been kind of a whirlwind experience, but it's been the best because like you get to travel as well as promote the show that you're extremely passionate about, and it's kind of the best of both worlds.
So how was that, celebrating your birthday in Berlin?
That was very exciting. I got very emotional. I was an emotional wreck that day because I was really tired from traveling, but also when we got to our last theater where they were doing the screening of the first 3 episodes, the woman who was moderating the Q&A, she told the audience that it was my birthday, and then the entire audience sang happy birthday to me, and started crying because this has just been an incredible year for me, obviously, and getting to kind of see all of that hard work that we all did, getting the reward of seeing the fans and seeing their support is really emotional, and let alone the fact that it's my 21st birthday was also very exciting.
So how did you prepare for the red carpet? How was that experience? You had several red carpets.
Yes, yeah, that was my first time doing anything of that scale before. I was definitely nervous before the LA premiere was the first one that we had, and we were in my apartment, and my mom came over and she was trying to calm me down because she knows that I can get a little, and so she was there, and we were just kind of having a girls' pampering day before we walked the carpet, and it was really, really exciting getting to, also fans were at that screening as well, and it was the first time that I saw someone dressed up in Dodge cosplay, and it kind of all became real finally, where it was like, oh my god, this is going to be the rest of our lives, and it really touched me because the girl who was dressed up as Dodge, she said that it was so exciting for her to see someone who was Asian American being one of the leads of a Star Trek show, and she was like, so I had to dress up as you, I had to, and that was really impactful.
And how do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Ooh, 5 years from now, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard. If you asked me last year what I'd be doing, I would never have thought I'd be doing this, so I don't, if that much can change in a year, who knows about 5 years, but I think one thing that I know will be a constant, because some of the Next Generation cast have told us, is that the fans are always going to be with you. No matter what happens with the show, no matter where you go, they're going to follow you because you're part of the family now. We've got a lot of Filipino friends coming over tonight, so I have a feeling people will be
Family and friends.
Family and friends, so they're going to be bringing pancit, probably lumpia.
Well, what's your usually concept of Filipino parties? Like, what happens in a typical Filipino party for you?
It's just loud.
Yeah.
Just a lot of talking, a lot of singing.
Yeah.
Karaoke. Probably karaoke, yeah. And just a lot of food. But
food to go as well.
And yeah, food to go. And usually you're I feel like you end up finding out, oh, I'm related to that person too. Like
everybody's your tita and tito.
Everyone's your tita.
Yeah.
And I love that anytime like I've had friends come over who aren't Filipino, or like a boyfriend or something, and they're like, wait, so all of these people are your aunts and uncles? I'm like, no, well, yeah, but like they're my tito, but they're not, but they are, and it's like hard to explain.
I know. Darren Chris calls us tita and tito. Right?
There you go. Exactly. It's like as soon as you meet anyone who's Filipino, you're like, I'll be that.
Yeah, and then my daughters suddenly realize, you mean we're not related? I said, I've been calling her, it's just okay, it's like family, like also, our friends are like family.
I love that on my mom's side, her sister, my aunt, just had twins, and obviously they're not Filipino, but we are, and so we get to kind of bring that culture into that side of the family too, and they call us kuya and ate, so that's exciting that we kind of get to mix cultures.
So if you went to the Philippines, what places or thing would you do first?
I'd see my family, because I haven't seen them in a long time. And I just explore, because there's so much I don't know. And I would like to kind of be able to see every part of the Philippines. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.